Well, hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jonathan, and this is Mr. Pearson Talks Books. My friend Nikki over at My Messy Bookshelf tagged me in a rather interesting video, and so I thought I would give it a try. And this is a Would You Rather book edition. And I'm looking at this list right here. There's a lot of questions on here. I'm not going to do all of them because some of them don't really apply to me, but I figured we would give it a try and see how these go. Now, I have read through the list a couple of times, but I haven't really fought through it. So we'll see how my answers turn out. The first question here is, would you rather never read more than one book from the same author, and you can't reread either, read only books from your favorite author, or one author of your choice? That is kind of a tough question. I think I am going to go with read only books from your favorite author. And I'm going to go with the author of Timothy Zahn, maybe. He writes a lot of Star Wars books. He also has a number of his own original science fiction books that I've heard talked about. I could also go R.L. Stine because he has like a bajillion books, and Goosebumps are pretty good. Plus, he's got the Fear Street books and a number of other things. So, yeah, we'll go with that. We'll go read only books from a favorite author. I'm also going to throw Michael Connelly in there because he's got a lot of books. He's got the Mickey Holler series. He's got Renee Ballard now. He's got Harry Bosch in the new series, a bunch of books from there. So we'll go there. I don't know if that correctly answered the question, but yeah, let's go with it. Next one. Read a book with an unlikable main character, or your favorite character dies. I'm going to say favorite character dies because that's happened in a couple of books that I've read before, that the favorite character has died. I think, don't want to give any spoilers, I'm not going to tell you which one it is, but there is a Star Wars book where a fan favorite character dies in the first book of the series. So we'll go with that. An unlikable main character is just not an enjoyable experience. I did a whole video on why I hated Harriet the Spy, because Harriet was such an unlikable character. Number 3, start your library from scratch, but you can't rebuy any of the books that were on your shelves before, or never be allowed to add a new book to it. As tough as this is going to be, I'm going to say never be allowed to add a new book to it. As you can see behind me, we have quite an extensive library already. There are a lot of books on there. One of my neighbors, I've told this story before, but one of my neighbors gifted me a whole bunch of Star Wars books, many of them that are very difficult to find now. They're actually in the original publishing when they came out in the 90s and 2000s. So that would be a challenge to give up. Plus, I like to go to the library, so not getting new books sometimes is a bit of a struggle, but not so much because we can just go to the library. The library is going to come up in a question later on. Next question. Your favorite author never publishes anything new, or only publishes bad books from now on. Well, some of my favorite authors are no longer living. They're older authors. So I'm going to go with that one, that my favorite author never publishes anything new, because I would rather just reread good books than have a new book come out and it be gross, Let's see here. The next one is read only one of your favorite genres, or read as widely as you want except in that one genre. That's a tough one. Do we consider middle grade books a genre? Because if we consider middle grade books a genre, I'm going with middle grade because, as y'all know, I love to read middle grade, and there are so many different types of books that are considered middle grade. But if I can't read middle grade again, I think I would be okay. I don't know if I'm answering this question correctly, but I hope you all get what I'm saying here. All right. Next question. Be stranded forever on a desert island with a full library, or still live in society, but books have disappeared? When Nikki answered this question, she kind of alluded to the fact that she would like to have her family with her. If she's on the island with her family, she's going to go with that one. If not, then she wants books to go away. My answer is very similar. As long as my wife and kids can be on the island with me, maybe even bring my cats, I'm happy. Like us, an island, no other people, full library. Let's go for it. That sounds fantastic. That sounds like the perfect beach vacation to me. If they can't be there, then yeah, let's just go ahead and do away with the books. All right, I am going to answer this one. Mystery. Always get plot twists spoiled, or they all have an open ending. The killer isn't caught. That if the killer isn't caught, that can lead to additional books in the series. You might get a sequel or a trilogy out of it, and that's always fun. And sometimes having the ending spoiled or the twist spoiled doesn't ruin the experience for me. So, man, I am not doing very good at this, am I? Because I really can't make a choice. I'll go with the open endings, because I know that leads to some frustration, but it also leads to a lot of thinking. Never be allowed to visit a bookstore again, or be banned from all the libraries in the world. That's an easy one for me. Never be allowed to visit a bookstore again, unless you consider Amazon.com a bookstore, because I do a lot of window browsing on Amazon.com. And then I look up those books at my library, or I look them up on the Libby app so I can read it on my Kindle. Not going to a bookstore, I enjoy the experience, but I only go to a bookstore if I have some gift cards, because I don't want to buy books. I don't want to spend money on books just to spend money on books. I typically go there with a purpose. I'll do two more here, because this video is going on nearly 10 minutes or so. So let's see. The next one is books from the same series or collection who don't match, or read books printed in a tiny font. I'm going to go books don't match. I am not necessarily an aesthetic person. It doesn't necessarily bother me if the books don't exactly line up and match. Some books I have, in fact, I'm looking up at my shelf right now. I have book one, and it is a very large book. And for some reason, when I ordered book two from online, they sent me a smaller sized book. So those don't match up at all, which is kind of weird. And many of the Star Wars books that I have one in one type of printing and one that was printed later. Totally okay with it as long as the story's good. Last one that I'm going to do on here is never post another YouTube video, or never watch YouTube ever again. And even though I'm trying to get this channel up and going, which sounds kind of weird because I have almost 150 videos at this point, I would say never post on YouTube again. I've mentioned this before on this channel. I have a very long commute, and so oftentimes I will put YouTube videos on and listen to them while I'm driving. That's how I have met Ben and Lauren from The Youngs and the Restless. That's how I've come to know Sean Stevenson from Sean Stevenson's books. It's how I've been able to communicate with lots of other booktubers by watching their videos. Nikki from My Messy Bookshelf, appreciate her and her encouragement as well. So I would say I would never post another YouTube video if that meant that I got to keep watching the great stuff that they're putting out. So now I realize that wasn't all of the questions on the list, but I'm not going to take up all of your time going through all of them. I just thought it would be fun to answer those questions. I don't know if I did a good job or not. Some of them were really hard, and I know I waffled back and forth. But there you go. There is Would You Rather Bookish Edition coming from me. I hope that my answers gave you a little insight into who I am. Now, if you're watching this video and you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so. I am trying to reach 300. We were, at the time that I'm recording this video, I am at 297. I'm trying to reach 300. and I'd like to do a Q&A. So if you have a question that you would like me to answer when I hit that 300 subscriber Q&A, leave it down in the comments, or just your thoughts on the answers that I gave. You can leave those down in the comments as well. And if you'd like to see some of my other videos, I'm going to post a link to my 50 books before 50 challenge, and a video of a recent library book haul. I mentioned I like to go to the library. I made a video of the books that I got from the library. Those will both pop up on the screen here in just a moment. And as always, my name is Jonathan. This is Mr. Pearson Talks Books, and I'll see you next time.